In this video, I'm gonna tell you 4 things that I learned when I went completely carnivore. I'm talking like full-blown Liver King, meat, organs, eating bull testicles, eating liver, all this crazy shit. I was doing like completely head over the carnivore cult stuff completely. All right, I'm gonna tell you 4 things I learned because I'm an open-minded individual, and I was wrong. I was wrong about my endeavors in a lot of parts. There's a lot of good things, a lot of bad things about eating just meat, and I'll tell you 4 lessons that I learned in this video. Okay, so let's get into it. Temporary solutions don't work, right? When a lot of people start these new diets, right? Keto, carnivore, carnivore keto, blah, 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 low carb, high carb, whatever, Atkins, all this shit. Are you really never going to eat carbs again for the rest of your life? Are you really never going to eat sugar again for the rest of your life? Are you really never going to eat any, like, sugar just means carbs. Like, if you never eat sugar, are you really going to ever eat bread? You never eat fruit? You never eat, like, are you going to do this every day for the rest of your life? Are you, on day 1, when you start carnivore, are you never going to eat anything but meat ever again? Ever, ever, ever? No. Okay, and this is a problem with a lot of diets. If you're not gonna, it's like when you start a fitness something, do it forever. Like from day 1, can I do this every day forever? Now, there is an idea, like yeah, there are certain seasons, like yeah, if you're gonna try to build more muscle, you're gonna work out more before you maintain. There's little nuances, but when it comes to diet mainly, if there's not, like the system you're using needs to be something you can do forever. Now, you can do different diets if they worked for temporary. They can work temporarily, but the system needs to be something you can do. I don't recommend starving yourself. I don't recommend doing keto because the problem is when you say, right, and you'll get into the second point, when you say I'm keto, you now have identified yourself as your diet. That's not what we want. The goal is to look in the mirror and like what we see. The goal isn't to be keto. The goal isn't to, like, that's why when people make being keto the goal, right? You get keto ice cream, and you're like, oh, it's keto, it's keto, it's keto, it's keto. The goal is to look good, not be keto. The goal is to look good, not eat chicken, broccoli, and rice. The goal is to look good, not have the best gym equipment. The goal is to look in the mirror and like what we see, right? So the goal is for you to look in the mirror, and when you look back, you are happy. That's the goal. The goal is to literally enjoy what we see. The goal is to look in the mirror and enjoy what we see. That's the goal, okay? So the end goal needs to be this. So if you can get to the end goal doing something that's not keto, you need to be open-minded, because when you literally say, I'm keto, you've not like cut off any way to get to your goal but keto. So you try to like funnel it, right? Like, you try to take all this stuff and you have a funnel, and if it's outside the funnel, it can't get you to your goal, if that makes sense. Like you completely cut off different options to getting to your goal, and you like don't even consider them. And this is a lesson I learned, because I'm like, oh, you can look good eating vegetables and carbs. Like when you look at like a balanced meal, like when you look at like my plate, or like, you know, in your mind you've got like chicken and rice and broccoli, like that shit works. Like, why do you think that's a stereotypical healthy meal? You know, eating like that and going to the gym and drinking a bunch of water and sleeping good, you know that shit works, okay? You know it works. So when people say keto is special diet, they try to break a belief that you have around diet, because they try to take away one of the important parts, right? Fitness, nutrition, accountability. They try to take away the training and say, just do this diet, you'll lose weight. They try to say, oh, do insanity, do P90X, take away the nutrition, you can do it just doing all this. If it's temporary, it's not, like, if it's not something you can do every day, usually to me, I'm like, why? The way I eat, like, I can eat like this forever. I can train, you know, bodybuilding style resistance training, worrying about my protein, my calories, eating kind of whatever I want, as long as it fits in my calories, if it fits your macros, like, eating like that, being flexible with it, and resistance training, and sleeping, and, you know, sleeping 6 hours, you know, like trying to get 6 hours of sleep. Like, I can do that for the rest of my life, and that's the goal. So the goal is not for me to be keto, carnivore, crazy, like, especially if you try to make the videos about it, like, it becomes your whole identity. It's like Liver King, like, it can't be our identity, right? Processed food won't kill you, right? It's another lesson I've learned. So, again, right, there are people who can get great results eating carbs and sugars and all that. Look at intermittent fasters. They do all these crazy cheat meals and bodybuilders and diets, right? Like the problem I guess a lot of people get with like this processed food, like, oh, it'll kill you. Processed food's gonna kill you. It's not. If you eat a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you're gonna explode. If you eat a bowl of fruit, that's carbs, that's sugar, are you gonna explode? No. If you eat food, this is crazy. people are like, oh, meat with GMOs, they're organic. No food processing plant is dumping exogenous anabolic growth factor hormone, steroid. Nobody's pumping their food with exogenous chemicals. Nobody's doing it. Like, no food manufacturer. There are restrictions and guidelines on the FDA. Like, supplements, food, they have guidelines. Nobody's putting crazy shit in their food. Like, we live in America. This is the USA. If you live in a first world country, the food you get at the grocery store is going to be pretty much like as good as you can get. So if you're going to pay for something that's extra organic, like, you're probably just spending extra money. Okay, that's why people say healthy food's expensive. It's really not. Buy ground beef, buy chicken. Don't need to buy the crazy, cage-free organic. Like, and if you want to do that, that's great. But the reality is like, it's like you live in America. Like, we're not in like South America where like we don't know. I mean, you live in the United States. Like, come on. Like, if you eat some Cinnamon Toast Crunch, like, are you really gonna explode? No. If you eat rice, you're gonna explode. Like, if you eat fruit, are you gonna, like, no? Like, what's gonna happen? If you eat Jolly Rancher, are you gonna like melt? No. Right? Because if you think about it, like, think about what happens if we eat a processed food. Why are processed foods the devil by Big Pharma? If I eat a Snickers bar that's got 250 calories and I eat 3 of them, it's got 750 calories. 3 Snickers bars. The same way, if I eat a bag of blueberries, it's 3 pounds of blueberries is 700 calories. It's not the fact that it's a Snickers bar versus a blueberry, right? It's the fact that one's got 3 pounds of food for 700 calories and one's got this much food for 700 calories. A lot of times our processed foods, right, if I eat a bowl of just granulated sugar versus a bowl of fruit, both are going to be, simple sugars entering my body. One's going to just be carbohydrate, no nutrients, nothing. One's going to have nutrients and antioxidants. It might have some water in it. It might keep me a little hydrated, right? I'm going to be more full. I'm going to be more satisfied. I'm not going to want to eat as much. Versus if I just eat a bowl of sugar, it's going to be instantly absorbing. It's literally just glucose. And it's literally going to instantly absorb. It's not going to stay in my stomach as long, right? And I'm going to want more food quicker. So that's a lot of times with the processed stuff. Like, it's just a lot harder to eat less food. It's a lot harder to eat less calories with a lot of processed stuff because of the high calorie density. Even like when you have fats as well, even the high fat food, they're just higher in calories. Like, if we have 1 gram of carb or 1 gram of protein versus 1 gram of fat, a fat, even though they're both 1 gram, a fat's gonna have more calories. It's more calorically dense, right? So the fact that it's processed, all the food you get at the grocery store is processed. Like, everything is processed. Your chicken's processed. Your organic chicken is processed. All this shit. Every ground meat is processed. Every food at the grocery store is processed. It's all processed. Unless you go and you kill an animal, like, literally going out in the wilderness and killing an animal and skinning it yourself and eating it is probably more dangerous than getting it at the grocery store, because you don't know that shit, because it's not processed, you don't know what's in it. It could have bacteria, it could have a tapeworm. I mean, like, we live in America. It's the first world. If you go to the grocery store, like, you can see the labels and the nutrition. You can see it. It's got clean screening. It's got clearance. It's got regulations. I mean, chill out. It's fine. You're not going to explode if you eat non-organic chicken. Your goal is to look in the mirror and like what you see. Your goal is not to freaking eat from the earth and the land like you're Native American. That's not the goal, right? Come on. Okay, like, Native Americans ate. Like, are you better living off the land than a Native American who ate corn, beef, squash, nuts? Like, are you more of a optimal health bro like the Liver King who injects exogenous hormones into his body but claims natural primitive lifestyle? Who's more primitive? The guy on steroids and TRT and doing CrossFit workouts with bands and barbells? Like, is that really primitive? No. Okay, the goal is to look good, not be primitive and be like, we live in the modern century. We have whiteboards and markers and cameras and YouTube. Come on, your goal is not to be primitive. Your goal is to look good. So it's okay if you eat processed foods. It's fine. Okay, what you eat is not who you are, right? Again, like, when you start with this optimal diet, bro, carnivore, keto, it starts to become your identity. right? And like for me, I was posting videos about all this is like, and you almost, it creates even more friction from saying I'm wrong. There's more ways than one, right? Because a lot of people will get into this mindset and be like, oh yeah, I'm carnivore, I'm keto. I'm keto. What is that? Like that sounds like my identity is the food I put you on. Like what you eat is not who you are. So if you eat keto, you eat high fat foods. You are not keto. Like you as a person are not keto person. You're a human who can eat anything, but you choose to eat foods that are higher fat and lower carbs. You are not keto. You are not carnivore. The foods you eat are majority meat. So don't get an idea that what you eat is your identity, because it's gonna make it so much harder for you to accept a viewpoint that's different. Okay, right? Like if we think about how we get there, what's the goal? What's the end goal? Right? Happy look. We want to look happy, right? If we start at keto and this and this and this and this, right? To get there, we need some combination of calories and whatever it is. We need calories. We need to look good. Like we can all get there. We can all get there. We can all be happy. Our keto, low carb, high carb, intermittent fasting. We can all eventually look how we want to look. So the idea that we need to pick a diet or we need to get to our goal, which is to look in the mirror and enjoy what we see. And there's a lot of different ways that we can get there. And claiming your identity as the foods you choose to eat is not particularly helpful when that might not work anymore. Maybe you do keto, drop 10 pounds, and then you plateau. Now that you've said I'm keto and you post carbs, you're like, oh, I don't want to post carbs. I told everybody and their mom that 10 people are now keto because of me, and 10 people are eating carnivore and all this shit. It's like, bro, accept it. Like, if you just start not claiming you are keto and you're all this shit, like, you can absolutely do it long term if you choose to do it. But it's the way you eat. It's the foods you put in your body. Today, you're not keto. Today, you ate foods that were high fat and lower carb. So you yourself are not keto. You eat foods that are high fat, lower carb that many people claim to be keto foods because they claim it's ketogenic. No, in reality is like you just need to eat enough food so where you're not fat, you're not overweight. Like you can get to here, right? Because if we're gonna look good, we need to build muscle or lose body fat, and some combination of the both are gonna allow you to look good. And there's a lot of ways that we can build muscle and lose body fat. There's a lot of ways. Right? There's certain things that are going to be better than others, but there's a lot of ways that we can achieve the outcome we want. So you have to find what works for you. So what you eat is not who you are. Balance and consistency wins, right? Because if we think about this, like the answer, if we have protein, carbs, fats. Protein should always be high. We'll agree that protein should be high. The answer isn't 0 and high or 0 and high. Like either way, all three macronutrients, they all have a place. Like carbs, proteins, and fats, they all have a place in your diet, right? Fitness training, the way you train, CrossFit, whatever it is, they all have a place in your diet, right? So what we eat, they all have a place, right? Because your body needs, to an extent, all three. It does need all three. So if you just eat generally healthy and you sleep and you train and you work out and you drink water, if you consistently just have like a good, healthy, balanced diet, that's going to win, right? Because if you can do something, be pretty balanced, be consistent with it. Because a lot of people are like, oh, balance, like David Goggins, right? When he's talking about balance, he's talking about, I think, like business. He's talking about time and business and effort, right? Yeah, you can't be super balanced if you're trying to grow your business. He's not talking about carbs and protein. He's not talking about only eating, meat on a cutting board, avocado, and making videos about seed oils in the grocery store. Oh my God. Seed oils. I literally challenge anybody watching this video who's going to tell me that seed oils are bad for you. I want you to find, I don't care what RFK says. I don't care. If you eat canola, most people here have been eating these processed foods majority of their life, with seed oils and all this shit. Your life is not really affected, right? It's like you are overweight. The problem isn't that you're eating processed foods. The problem is if you had a freaking 6-pack and you were eating cereal and Twinkies, you wouldn't be blaming it. You'd be like, oh no, I look good. Listen, I eat carbs, I eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I eat seed oils, I eat all this shit. And I look good, okay? Like I have a decent six pack, I have muscles, I have veins, I'm in shape. I have taken no exogenous hormones, none of it. I eat processed food, I eat sugar, I eat all this stuff. So if I can look like this and help other people also look good, right? Without carnivore or without a special diet, that means that it is possible for a human to like their body and have a physique that they enjoy without going crazy one way on the spectrum of diet or fitness or training. Same way, you don't need to do CrossFit to build muscle. Building muscle, the actions required to build muscle can be achieved through multiple styles of training. Now, there's certain things, you need some stimulus on your muscle to build, yeah, you can't build muscle if you, like literally, if you can't gain weight if you stop eating. Like there's certain laws of biology that, you can't, they're laws, you can't break them. But there's no law that says you can't like how you look if you eat a donut. There's no law that says you can't like how you look if you eat carbs. Like that's not true. Over time, consistently, what you do is going to achieve an outcome, whether it's a good outcome or a bad outcome. So you have to just do more things that achieve the outcome that you do want versus the outcome that you don't want, right? So just be consistent. Whatever you're going to do, if you're going to start something, make sure you can do it for a while. Don't attach your identity to whatever fitness thing you can try. I've done every freaking diet you can possibly think. Low carb, high carb, this, blah, 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 everything, right? But at the end of the day, like, I've always consistently just ate like high protein, worked out, I've always slept really good, I've always taken vitamins, I've always been like a healthy person, I've always been into fitness. And reality is, over time, I just simplified. Now it's the point I just work out, I know what my sets are, my workouts, like I have, I keep track of my food, what I'm eating, how much I'm eating, quality of food. Like when I say quality, I don't mean like processed, like I mean like what are my macros? Like am I getting enough protein? Okay, more carbs. I want to look better, so I want more carbs, relation. Like okay, I work out today, I'm gonna work out tomorrow. I track what I eat. Okay, I weigh this much. Here's my goal. Like I'm just on top of what I want to be physically, health wise. And that's really all it takes. Just like be on top of stuff, right? And there's another video I have called things you can do to instantly get results if you want to lose weight. I recommend watching that if you don't know where to start. But here's some testimonials right here of people that I do work with if you don't know where to start, okay, and you'd like somebody to help you. I do help people. I do fat loss coaching, weight loss coaching. That's the majority of what I do, right? Because I like helping people who don't really know what to do get to somewhere where they like, right? I like helping people that find their way in fitness, that's who I like serving. And if you want me to serve you, if you want me to work with you one-to-one personally, one-to-one coaching, fat loss, weight loss, you'd like me to hold your hand around some of these ideas, right? Walk you through kind of how to build a healthy meal, healthy diet, how to have a healthy lifestyle that you can do consistently forever, not try to box you. Listen, I'm not going to day one, I'm not going to be like, we have to train. So I'm not going to put a ton of work on you. At the end of the day, I'm going to make goals, or I'm going to help you. Literally, this is the goal. If you want me to help you look in the mirror and like what you see, there's a lot of different ways we can get there. And then my job is to help guide you and hold your hand along the different ways we can take to eventually get to an outcome that you like, which is looking in the mirror and like what you see. Here's 2 testimonials. These are my favorite testimonials. I'll tell you straight up, I can't thank you. I express how thankful I am. You really changed my life. Someone who started at 201, went down to 164.8 is a client. This client's name is Trey. This client's name is Alexis. Both of these people I've worked with are my first clients. If you'd like to be a client of mine, like me, work with you, right? Fill out the form below. We'll chat on the phone. I'll reach out to you. It's just gonna be a couple questions on the form. We'll have to talk more as we get through things. But if you don't want to work with me, then just keep watching these videos. Hopefully you can learn something, apply a couple things, get some results for free. If you'd really like some one-to-one personal guidance, if you'd really like me to walk you through everything step by step, I'd be more than happy to work with you. I'd love to work with you. I'd love to help you out. I'd love to serve you, right? It's my goal. I really want to just help people be fit. If I can help people be fit through these videos, if I can help people be fit by helping people on a personal level, one-to-one, guide them through the process of fitness and health, I love this. I'm in school for it. I'm an exercise physiology student. I genuinely enjoy this. I want as many people to get as healthy as possible. I want as many people to look in the mirror and like what they see. I want people to be healthy and fit and have confidence and like it. So if you're someone that wants that, I will work with you one-to-one. And if you don't want to do that, keep watching these videos. But I would recommend that you fill out the form. Worst thing that can happen is you fill out the form and you don't sign up. And then you just learn for free on these videos. So if you'd like some help, some personal guidance, fill out the form below and I will work with you one-to-one. Other than that, have a good day.